Imagine you're walking down the street, enjoying the crisp, cold air, and suddenly, you feel a sharp pain in your chest. You're having a heart attack. But instead of rushing you to the hospital, a police officer runs toward you and yells, "Hey, you! Stop right there! Dying here is strictly illegal. Go die somewhere else." Now, don't laugh. I am not making this up. There is an actual place on this planet where if your soul decides to leave your body, you are technically breaking the law. Welcome to Svalbard, a remote group of islands located halfway between Norway and the North Pole, a place where polar bears outnumber humans and where the sun completely disappears for 3 straight months. But the strangest thing about this icy wasteland isn't the freezing cold. It's a law passed in 1950 that says quite simply, death is against the law. But why? Is the Norwegian government afraid of ghosts? Or maybe they just hate funerals? Well, no. The real reason is that the ground here is frozen solid, a phenomenon scientists call permafrost. But in human speak, it means the entire island is basically one giant natural freezer. When a body is buried here, it never decomposes. It stays perfectly preserved for centuries. In 1998, scientists exhumed bodies buried here from the year 1918. And the shocking discovery: the deadly Spanish flu virus that killed them a century ago was still alive, perfectly preserved inside the frozen corpses, just waiting for a chance to escape. So yes, dying here could literally trigger a real-life zombie apocalypse. Because of this, if you are terminally ill or about to pass away, the authorities will literally book you a flight to mainland Norway so you can draw your last breath in peace and legally. But wait, it gets crazier. What if death catches you by surprise? Say, a sudden accident. Well, if you die unexpectedly, your body cannot be buried here. It must be packed up, put on a plane, and shipped away. There is a tiny graveyard on the island, but it has been closed for over 70 years. No new guests allowed. And if you think the no dying law is strict, wait until you hear this. Giving birth here is also practically forbidden. Yes, you heard that right. Svalbard has no hospital with a maternity ward, so weeks before a woman's due date, she is flown to the mainland to have her baby. Why? Because a remote frozen island with roaming polar bears is probably the worst place to have a sudden medical emergency. Speaking of polar bears, this brings us to another law that sounds like it came straight out of an action movie. It is illegal to leave your house without a high-powered rifle. Look, I know what you're thinking. Wow, everyone in Norway is a hunter. But no, this is pure survival. In Svalbard, there are about 2,000 humans and over 3,000 polar bears. And those bears, they don't care about Norwegian laws, and they are always hungry. If you step outside the town limits without a gun, the local governor can actually fine you. But here is the catch: you are only allowed to shoot a bear as an absolute last resort. If you kill one, a massive police investigation begins. You have to prove that the bear was literally about to eat you, or you face serious jail time. But the madness doesn't stop with guns and bears. Let's talk about your pets. If you are a cat person, I have some terrible news for you. Cats are completely banned in Svalbard. I'm serious. You cannot bring a cat to this island. Why? Because Svalbard is home to rare Arctic birds that nest on the ground. The Norwegian government decided that cats are tiny, efficient killing machines, and to protect the local wildlife, they threw them off the island. So if you want a pet here, it's either a dog, or you can try making friends with a reindeer. Now, at this point, you might think, okay, this place is stressful. I need a drink. Well, good luck with that, because alcohol is strictly rationed here. When you move to Svalbard, you receive a special tourist or resident card. Every time you want to buy liquor, the cashier scans your card. You are only allowed a specific monthly quota, usually 2 cases of beer and 1 bottle of hard liquor. Once your card hits the limit, that's it. You are legally cut off until next month. The law was made decades ago to prevent coal miners from getting too drunk in the dark, and it's still active today. By now, you're probably wondering, why on earth would anyone choose to live in a place where you can't die, can't give birth, have to carry a rifle, can't own a cat, and can't even drink as much as you want? Well, here is the plot twist. Svalbard is a tax haven, and anyone from anywhere in the world can live here completely visa-free. Yes, thanks to a unique international treaty signed in 1920, you don't need a visa or a work permit to live in Svalbard. Whether you are from the US, Brazil, India, or Egypt, you can just pack your bags, land on the island, and legally start working. On top of that, the income tax is incredibly low, and there is no sales tax. It's a libertarian paradise wrapped in a frozen nightmare. But there is one final rule. You cannot live here if you don't have a job or a home. If you run out of money or become homeless, the governor will put you on the next flight out. In Svalbard, you are only allowed to stay if you can take care of yourself. And maybe this extreme environment is exactly why humanity chose this specific island for our ultimate backup plan, the Global Seed Vault. Deep inside a frozen mountain on the island, there is a vault built to survive nuclear war, asteroid impacts, and extreme climate change. It holds millions of seeds from every single country on Earth. If a global catastrophe wipes out the world's food supply, Svalbard is the place that will restart human civilization. It is the safest place on Earth, precisely because it is the most unlivable. So let me ask you, would you trade your modern comfort to live in a visa-free, tax-free frozen island where you are legally required to carry a rifle but legally banned from dying? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to uncover more hidden, unseen realities of our world, make sure to hit that subscribe button. See you in the next unseen world.